The great rental debate, long-term versus short-term rentals. Everyone loves this topic. It's so controversial. We've brought in expert property manager Branka. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you more. Good evening, Branks.
Good evening.
How are you?
Great. Interesting topic.
Interesting topic. I mean, this is as controversial as anything else in terms of real estate. Everyone's got their own opinion. Short term being like Airbnb. There's a couple of others on the market as well. Versus long term, a bit more traditional, I guess.
Yeah. And no one knows better than you and me.
I was going to say we've got a good insight for this one because we've both done both. Well, we both tried it personally, ourselves, our own properties, and both have opinions that probably have changed since the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's
right.
Yeah. Hopefully this will be quite insightful for you, but. It's interesting to hear your background as well. Property manager of 15, 20 years. Look at helping all different kinds of clients.
Yeah. We have a full picture, isn't it?
Yeah, full picture.
Not just theory about it. We tried it, and we know. And being also in real estate with long term and regular rentals, it is different and it is interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And I have to say, when you purchased your property, did you ever see yourself in the position of doing a short-term rental?
Because it is special property, it is on a special position, right on a beachfront, and I thought that would be ideal. Because everyone was saying it's a great position, and the previous owner was doing same things. And I thought that would be great, and also it would be big help to mortgage, to pay off mortgage. But then I didn't know how much work is involved in actually running Airbnb, and my time and time all my family really, and also financially. It's not just I'm going to put my property on Airbnb and I'm just making money.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Not like that.
There's a huge amount to consider, a lot of pros and a lot of cons, for both. Rather than summarizing them all up here, we're going to just blow out this infographic for you so you can actually read yourself. But I guess on the short-term side of things, let's start there because we've both done it, both with different kinds of properties as well, which is interesting.
But still Airbnb.
But still Airbnb.
Yeah, it's still guests coming and going, isn't it? It's still damages, cleaning, organizing, access time, advertising. Everything is included. Doesn't matter if it's 1 bedroom studio or 3 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. It's still a lot of work.
Same process, different price point, but ultimately it's the same amount of work in some ways. I think the biggest upside for me and why I find clients love Airbnb and short stays as an option to create a side income from their property is when it's a lifestyle property and you're utilizing it yourself as the owner in between stays. That's awesome. It's obviously great to have the cash flow coming in. That would be the biggest thing for me. I think if you can put it on a per night basis and work out that you might be in the property say 26 weeks of the year and you can create an income out of the other half, then that's brilliant. And having an income, as you said, it supplements the costs of strata, water, council, keeping the lights on, everything else. You can see obviously you're then opening yourself up to a much larger market. However, you've got guests coming in from overseas. Fortunately, another I think huge upside for the short stays is the online platforms like Airbnb do a huge amount of lifting, heavy lifting for you, but it comes at a cost.
That's right. That's right, and it's a lot of work involved. Really, you have to be there 100%. You cannot miss anything. It cannot be like, oh, okay, I'll organize a plumber tomorrow.
Yep.
It has to be done now. You cannot wait with things. Everything has to be in a perfect condition. Otherwise, you get a bad review, and one bad review can really damage all your reputation, and then you're not going to have a guest. As much as people, when they talk about reviews and things, you think it's, oh, okay, I saw for some restaurant a bad review, and who cares? Maybe they didn't like that food, and it's fine. I'll try again.
Yeah.
With Airbnb, it's totally different. If you have one bad review, your rating comes down as well. You're not anymore super host.
Yeah.
You lose that points, and your property is not anymore on the top list. It goes down. It's not good. Then all your hard work is actually gone.
Yeah, it's very different to a long-term rental advertisement. No one knows the prior history of the tenants. No one knows why the property is now empty and why that person's moved out. But with your reviews, it's you're on the coalface, and not only can it be damaging to your listing, but it can actually take away from the promotion of the property, because if your rating's full, Airbnb are not promoting your property in the same way other hosts are. So there's a constant expectation from the platform that you're there 24/7, not just as a property manager, not just as a property provider, but so much more.
That's right. And example, Airbnb is also seasonal. Like with the long-term tenancy, you have for full 12 months lease, and you will receive the same rent for 12 months. That's your weekly rent. Till with Airbnb is totally different. In the summertime, or when it's public holidays or something, your place can have more money per night. But then, when it's nothing happening, when it's not school holiday, when it's not summertime, you have a vacant property, and you're actually losing your money.
Yeah, absolutely. So your per night basis is higher. I calculated it could be as much as, it could be as low as maybe 20% premium for a short stay on a bad night. But on a good season, holiday periods, it can go through the roof exponentially. So there's a huge upswing.
But then again, when it's as you said, it's seasonal. But then everybody is doing that.
Yeah.
There is a competition.
Yeah.
It's a more property on the market, and people have more choice, and then you have to do something special that you can attract the people.
Yeah.
And that's where your reviews comes, and where you have to be super host. Your property has to be on top list.
Yeah.
With Airbnb.
Yeah, it's important. Next thing that I think people lose in the whole grand scheme of things is management fees. What's it going to cost? What do you actually put into your pocket? It's not just management fees themselves, but also changeover costs. Every night that there's vacancy, or every morning that you need to delay a move in because you've got to clean, you're potentially putting yourself out of income there. And I think it's a bit of a mystery. Like, people find it hard to find where the fees are. But like short-term rentals in the market, we're hearing clients being charged around 18-20%.
Yep.
That's pretty normal going rate. If you do it yourself and you're going to clean it yourself, I worked out Airbnb alone, Branka was between 11 and 13% for me. Yep. When I was running my own property. So compare that to a regular rental, it's at least double, maybe more.
Yep. You're 100%.
There's by the time you actually work out what goes into your pocket, big difference. And then furthermore to that, the government's changed their approach on short-term rentals in this rental crisis, wherein it's becoming harder to supply short-term rentals. And if you are going to take that route, you now need to have a license. You pay a yearly, basically license to do that.
That's right. Also, regulations has changed for that as well. Then your expenses, if you're looking for that, and VAT on your property as well, and strata, if property is strated as well, there is regulations as well.
Yeah, not
you're upsetting your neighbors when you're doing Airbnb, because when people comes to the property, it's a holiday, I think.
Yeah.
Not everybody comes just for conference or and they just live there. No, they party there too.
And it's really important to consider the demographic you're going to attract with your Airbnb. I was fortunate, as I said, different price point to Branka's experience. A small one-bedroom, generally it was probably a couple or an older folk that might visit family for an event. But if you're opening yourself up to 2 or 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms being a house, you're going to find groups combining their stay with friends and other family, and making it more affordable by sharing the rooms and sharing the bed space. So another thing to consider as well. You'll find your 1-bedroom booking is very, very different to a 2-bedroom. So even if you had past experience trying to run an Airbnb or a bed and breakfast, be careful. There's going to be a different different kind of booking.
Yeah. And what we're finding now, we have more owners that coming to us and saying, "No, tried, thank you, not for me. I want my regular tenant. I don't want this nightmare again."
Yeah.
To experience to deal with this stuff.
And for landlords in the long-term market, they have appreciated a catch-up in rental prices anyway. So there's been 11.2% growth in rental prices for DY in the calendar year. Whether they've done anything to their property or not, the general swing of the market is up 10%. Yep. So that gap is slowly closed, and people are starting to feel that now.
Yeah, rental market works for long-term owners currently.
Yep.
And at Airbnb market, owners working for them.
Yeah,
that's a difference.
So in summary, I think we're a little bit biased. We're in the industry, but we have put our money where our mouth is. We have given it a go. If in doubt and you want to find any other sort of hidden costs, jump online. There's heaps of these websites that will do the comparison for you, but there's nothing better than doing the numbers yourself and jumping on something like this, where you can get a template or a table that compares the two and work backwards down these. You'll be amazed. I think we find in the industry, whether it's short-term or long-term rentals, hidden fees annoy anyone, like in anything. And if you do the numbers yourself, you'll be amazed. There's a lot to consider, as you can see in this table.
That's right. And it's great that and if you ever want to try, just give us a call. Come to our office. We are happy to talk, and we are open to talk about our own experience. Yeah. And we're happy to give you advice if you need it.
Yeah. One thing I do love about Airbnb though is it's so easy to set up. If you want to give it a go, put away a couple of days, half a week to getting everything prepped, and off you go. When you get your first booking as well, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, but when they will walk out, it's not exciting anymore.
Yeah, hopefully that's helped someone though, guys. And as I said, we've done it all. So if you do need help,
we tried it ourselves. We tried. We have experience with it, and both properties, Billy's and mine, are long-term tenants now in both properties.
But we won't be going back.
No. It's great, but not again.
Take care, guys. Have a good evening, and give us a buzz if we can help. Chat soon.
Thank you.